The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
What's up, Octonation? It's Charlie. I'm going to be your host for today. Today we're taking a look at Grow Green stock market news and analysis. Y'all heard of GrowGeneration before? They're kind of a neat company, all right? At first, I thought they were going to be just, pro MJ stock, all right? But then after looking at it, I was like, wait a minute, this is way, way, way bigger than I initially thought. So after I dove in, I got sold. So let's take a look and we'll see if it sells you too. So national hydroponic supplier of scale to the large and growing industry markets. Their headquarters in Denver. They founded in 2014, the largest hydroponic and organic product solutions provider, which is huge. National footprint with 29 sales/service centers in 10 states. That's massive. Full service product and solution offering for growers, cultivators. They're making a lot of money, okay? Ever since this whole thing started happening in March, people were like, you know what? I need to start growing my own whatever, Even, farmer people are starting to grow their own, vegetables and all that. So these guys make money on a lot of things, and we're going to dive into more than just the dirt and the fertilizer that they've got. They're the largest retailer, like I said, that's strategically opening stores all across the United States. They're operating 27 stores and looking to expand. They've got a diverse revenue base, 175% sales growth from 2018 to 2019. They're building an omni-channel offering, developing an e-commerce operation with online ordering and delivery and pickup options. So they're hitting the full circle. Look at this. They're all over, though. They're all on the West Coast, Northeast, in Colorado, Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Michigan, over and over again. They are slated to grow. They're slated to 2x is what they're saying within about 5 years. 2x and get massive. They want over 1,000 hydroponic. There are over 1,000 hydroponic stores in the United States. They're going after more. These guys have been going in and buying brands. They sell it all. Okay, so they sell the plant health and safety, propagation, containers, environmental controls, garden tools, accessories, harvesting equipment, hydroponic systems, lighting, growing media, nutrients, additives, the whole thing, right? But what got me here is they private label their own stuff now, which has been super, super profitable for them. The brand is Sunleaves Garden Products. So, I'm sure they're getting it from a different manufacturer or whatnot, but that's a smart move. They've got their own store brand. They've been private labeling products, which represents just 2% of the revenue, so that's cool. Then the Grow Pro omnichannel offering. They acquired an e-commerce operation called heavygarden.com and rebranded it to growgen.pro to serve as the basis for the omnichannel strategy. E-commerce site is purposely built to appeal to professional growers. Shopping and ordering is available 24/7. The site provides educational content for growers. So milestones. 30 million revenue in M&A pipeline anticipated to close in Q3 2020. The strategy is to target mature markets like they're going after California, Missouri, Arizona, but they're trying to emerge into new markets like Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Illinois. They're driving foot traffic over 1,000 daily walk-ins with new commercial accounts and omni-channel launch. So they're getting big and they're growing. They're really pushing the online thing, and that's a perfect time when they were launching this. Beginning of the year was the perfect time to really launch and harp on the online, because now people are not going out, not getting out as much. So it's perfect for that. Large scale commercial sales. So they're selling like these big, massive growers too. Increased large scale commercial sales, 5 million per quarter, projected 30 million for full year of 2020. They gained over 500 active accounts via a dedicated commercial team. All MSOs have acquired a profile. 500 commercial accounts. That is crazy. So these guys are flying. Store unit growth. Unit growth is 39% year over year. Total stores, they've got 25 in 2019, but they're hoping to have 27 as of May. As of May 2020, they had 27. So new and acquired store locations, they opened 3 and they 7 acquired, so they bought 7. So what are these guys doing? They're going into places and writing them a check or whatever and rebranding it, and then bringing in their own brand of stuff too and pitching that. It's like going in and buying a gym, and saying, all right, get out, we're going to rebrand the gym, or, same thing that they're doing here. 13 targeted store openings for remainder of 2020 to 2021, Florida, Pennsylvania. Proven robust track record in acquisitions. So again, they're buying companies. They bought Hydroponics Organics, Happy Grow Lucky, all these other brands, tons of brands in the past 2 years. Financial highlights, look, they're just growing. All right, this is the one that just came out here. In 2020, the revenue guidance increased to 170 to 175 million, which is huge. Adjustable EBITDA guidance for 2020 is 17 to 18 million. GAAP net income guidance for 2020 is 7 to 8 million. 2021 revenue guidance is set for 245 to 260 million dollars. Adjusted 2021 is EBITDA is 26 to 28 million. Huge. On June 29th, we were added to the Russell 3000 index. We believe the Russell 3000 index listing will increase long-term shareholder value by improving awareness, liquidity, and appeal to institutional investors. So this is what started selling me about right here too. So they also do complete design and build out for any size grower, logistics and cultivating of like even the whole big greenhouses. So you can call them up if they've got consultants, and you can say, hey, I've got some land. I want to, start my own plant systems, selling, whatever, growing whatever. And they'll help you with the whole planning, but then they're also going to sell you all this stuff. So they're going to sell you on the design and the building logistics. You can tell that the way they're wording stuff that they're obviously going to hire and sub out like the builders and stuff. It doesn't sound like they've officially got those in-house, but still that's huge, right? So they're making money even on that. The whole moat is created and they own the whole thing, okay? One note to think about too is investing in this company is just as good as like investing in, not just as good, but it's also investing in water at the same time, because in order to make anything grow, you need water. So this is actually a water investment play, if you ask me. They also rent stuff. Our pros are educated on the procedures necessary to diagnose the best method for each customer. GrowGeneration Harvest Solutions offers machines that cover the full range of moisture levels for professional harvesting. So they'll not only build you the thing, but then they'll be like, oh, do you want to buy the humidifiers and all the other stuff you need? And they show you the price, like, well, yeah, we'll figure that out. And they're like, well, we can just rent it to you for the first year. That's what a lot of people do. And then their hope is they just rent from them forever, which might work on both parties, but there's another stream of income, the whole moat. Here's some of their equipment, man. I don't even know what any of this stuff is, but look at this patented, crazy equipment for growing stuff. Okay. Crazy. I can't even imagine what one of these machines might cost, but their markup might be 7%, but if the machine's 10 or 20 grand, start killing it, making some money. Like I was saying, they do consultations. We offer on-site and off-site demonstrations to customers at a competitive fee. Our demos help to educate you on all the latest techniques and assist you in making a more informed purchase. After a demo or rental, you'll have 14 days to purchase in order to have the demo price factored into the sale price. So that's smart too. Like even snowboard companies do that. They'll have you demo the boards and then they'll be like, I'll give you a discount if you just take that one since you like it so much. That's awesome. They do repairs. Certified technicians are trained and promoted by top vendors on the proper maintenance standards and techniques. Our demos help to educate you on all the latest techniques and assist you on making a more informed purchase. When you purchase a machine from GrowGeneration, your savings have just started. Any repair and all parts for your machine will be at a discount rate for the life of the machine. So what does that do? That gets them now whenever they need a new switch or a new whatever that might break, they're going to go to them thinking they're going to get a discount, which they might be 5%, but they're still, their head on buttons and switches and all that is probably 50% on the dollar. So they're still killing it on that. So the whole thing they're making money on. And then, see the chart and you see this parabolic move up. Right away, you're like, oh great, what happened here? So what happened is that the earnings report came out for Q2, I believe, And then not only that, they were on Jim Cramer, that Mad Money. We talked about him yesterday, the last company for yesterday, they were on there. But Plug Power, but the deal is their numbers for Q2 are just smashing, man. They're just ripping. And I don't think I don't think the economy is going to all of a sudden just reopen with any sort of light switch regardless. So what does that mean? I think that this is going to continue to skyrocket. I think their numbers are going to keep pushing up, not only for the people trying to, make the bad stuff or whatever, the drug part of it, but the people like the farmer people. Like I've heard of a lot of people in bigger cities that are trying to move to smaller cities, getting some land and start to farm their own stuff. So I've even talked about that before, how I want to end up getting one of those EOS battery systems set up on some land someday for a big macro picture I've got. Okay. So, I think it's cool. They sell the whole moat. They've got everything. Now with the chart, okay, we've got the parabolic move up. This thing gapped, gap down, gap up. It's crazy, right? But what happened? It gapped back down. So what does it look like now? It looks like it's pretty much been consolidating. All right, you've got this next line next to it came up, finally came back, it's chilling out a little bit, and that's what usually happens. It'll chill out, and then what's going to happen is either going to break south or break north. But again, I don't see anything negative coming out with the company, and I don't see their business all of a sudden declining for any reason anytime soon either. Especially with we got a hurricane coming in about 2 hours to Houston. I say a prayer for y'all. Hope y'all are safe. Anyone from Houston, let me know. But take a look at the volume too. Volume's kind of following the trend also. It's still kind of down. Then what you've got for after hours on it popped up. Look at this. It went from, $14.10, and it ended up closing after hours at $14.92. So I don't know if it's something else get released after hours that I missed, but I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Is anyone already in this? What do you guys think about this play? I like it because the farming side of it. I think people are still going to be going after this. People are cooped up too. People are getting bored. They're going to start, using all this in the big picture. Move on to, one more thing is they've only got 47 million shares. So that's a pretty low float. So what does that mean? It can still pretty much go parabolic. Any sort of news, I bet you, any positive news again, this will pop back up again. So I think this is a cool play. I'd like to get in for sure. I'll probably try to be a buyer around 16. Once it gets out of this consolidation, I'll try to grab it on its way up north. And I could definitely see this getting all-time highs again, possibly by the end of the year. I don't see why it wouldn't, unless, the big Hulk smash does happen. By the way, before I forget, the VIX, the volatility index, it's showing it went up. Okay, so what does that mean? People are getting freaky and wobbly with the market. So pay attention, tighten up your stop losses today. We're going to get into some more plays though, so let's check those out. First of all, NIO. All right, I can't believe how high this got. This thing smashed up to 1985, came back down, and then it smacked it 14 times total. I counted it. And then what happened? It smashed through it, and not only that, it hit 20. Usually at like $20. There's like $10, $20, $100. People get weary, and it usually consolidates, goes back down, and it usually takes a while. But this was like a day, and then it just smashed right through 20. Didn't even blink right through 20. Look at that. Didn't even care, and there was massive orders coming in, like, tens of thousands of orders, 40,000 orders of shares. And even after hours, I was watching this thing. This thing did button hook over after hours a little bit, but nothing major. Like it just went down maybe, I don't know, a couple percent or something like that. But even then, there were still massive buys coming in. I can't believe it. So people were all about NIO. I think it's a rip and play. They got one of the coolest looking cars out there. The float on this is like, I think they've got like 1.3 billion shares compared to this one up here is 47 million. So the amount of money this takes to move this like this is unbelievable. So I think it's awesome. I think it's a cool time to be alive and be looking at the stock market. I know they're big on those swappable battery things, and they're still coming out with positive news. It seems like almost every week. So anyone in NIO, what do you think? Where's it going to hit? Day Trader's Paradise, PPSI. Man, this baby today again, it came back down. I was, it started consolidating around like a buck 60-ish. And I kept watching it. It was getting kind of aggressive swings. And I was hoping, of course, it'd go all the way back down to the red line, because I was like, dude, if it does, I'm backing the truck up again. Because this is what this has been doing, is just riding that channel. It's ridiculously easy to watch. But I saw it getting kind of aggressive with these ups and downs. And so I sent out a message to everyone on Twitter, and I was like, hey, I think I'm getting back in this thing. And like right after I sent that, went in, placed the order, and then it smacked right up. So it went from like $1.60, I think, and then it went all the way up to 220. Like, dude, within like 10 minutes or something. You know, and it kind of chilled out a little bit, came back to like 2 something, but you know, ended up the day at a $1.84, but still above where it was at. So again, this is something that could and will benefit from the hurricane stuff going on too, because the battery storage stuff, you know, and the CleanSpark was actually down a little bit today, you know, but this thing is rallying. You know, this thing, I think now the day traders are aware of it. You know, we've been talking about it for months, but now the day traders are getting in on this. So just watch it, you know, only buy if it's down. Okay. If you see something and it looks like a good deal, it's way down, then you can buy it. Don't chase it. Don't chase this thing. It'll smack right back down just as fast. Look at those volume spikes. Unbelievable. Hi ho, silver. Boy, yeah, broke that channel. We drew in, what has this been, like a week and a half now? This thing was just riding, surfing down. And, you know, we knew that if it broke this, more than likely, it was going to go bull, and it broke it really well. And in fact, it went parabolic. In my eyes, it went up, you know, for silver at least, it went up, I think, 3 or 4% today. Came back button hook down. Why? Because it hit 2750 again. It doesn't want to cross this. So before I go, you know, bigger on silver again, now I'm still loaded on my miners, right? I'm keeping those. But until I do something a little bit more aggressive, I am waiting until it clears this again, 2750, you know, probably up to 2028 or something, because then from there it's up. I mean, you still got the resistance here at 2850, but it needs to break this wall of 2750, because look at this, smacked it here multiple times, here multiple times, here, you know, 6 times, and here it smacked like 4 times today and rejected back down. So by the end of Thursday night, COMEX is ending its contract for silver for September. And what does that usually mean? That usually means bull for the precious metals. So watch that on Thursday night. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day. I think precious metals are going to rally for sure. You know, we got the Fed talk going on. So, you know, Trump's coming out, but then I think is Powell talking tomorrow, or is that Friday he's talking about? I think Trump is talking tomorrow. So watch that. CleanSpark, it is just riding this 1185, basically, like, I don't know, like a violin, riding like a violin, playing it like a violin, you know, back and forth and back and forth. It wants to stay above it. You know, people were trying to keep it there, but it's just kind of just hanging out. It hasn't broke. You know, of course, again, any sort of more Amazon news or whatever that comes out with this, you know, I think could obviously make it go parabolic. So just watch it. I mean, it is still sitting at the all-time high area, so just be careful. I don't know that I would jump in right this second. You know, I'd try to catch it on its way up, or if it started heading down, you might want to grab it then. But just watch this, just hanging out at 1185. So tomorrow, XPENG, Xing, how do you say it? Xing? That car company, that e-car company that we talked about, I think it was a video like a month ago I came out and I put electric vehicle companies you've never heard of, I think is the title of the video. If you haven't watched that, check that out. But these guys are finally supposedly coming out tomorrow on the market. This is going to be cool. So these guys are coming in as like the, let's call them the less expensive version of Tesla. They're definitely going after that. Like they're comparing themselves directly to the Model 3 and all that. And they are. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's super inexpensive for their cars. Seems like they're on it. They got self-driving technology. They got all the goodies y'all want. So I think it's going to be a good play. It's, you know, light years ahead of Fisker, and they actually have products ready to rock, I believe. So should we buy it open is the question. So first of all, I wanted to show you what can happen. So this is an IPO that launched a month ago or something like that. Ticker JMF Holdings. This is the one that does apps for, I believe it's the one that does apps for Apple. I can't even remember. Yeah, it is. And they were supposed to IPO at, I think it was like 25 or 40 bucks or something like that. But what happened is it basically opened and it was like lightning shot. It was at 50, right? And so, people bought in. And then what happened? It slammed. It's totally just slammed. It came down to here. It started riding up a little bit. And tagged me in because I want to get in right away. But tagged me in here. It's like, okay, it's coming back up. It's going to consolidate. And then what happened? It slammed back down to like 36 bucks. Next day, it did pop up to 40, 43 or whatever. But, look at it now. I mean, then it consolidated for a little bit, then it went down, just depressing. Look at that. Come on. So now it's just been riding like 39 bucks, just hanging out. So what I'm getting at is you don't want to be the guy that market orders this XPENG brand and gets it up at 47 or 50 bucks and then instantly the people smash it down and now you're stuck there for months and months and months and months. How long is it going to take for it to get up there? I don't know. But here's another one to compare it for, LI. That electric car company, LI Auto. It's a good comparison too. On the other hand, they opened up, and how old is this one? Like, I don't know, a month also. They came up right away and popped, and then they kind of just consolidated. They never had it too big of a dip. It went from 1650 down to 16, bit of a consolidation, then popped. So you had some room to buy in and sell on this. Right here, it obviously has gotten dumped. So hopefully you didn't stay here and then right all the way to the bottom. But regardless, even if you did, you could be way up here now because look what happened. Upside down McDonald's sign. Okay. Now it's up to $20.46. So maybe the XPENG will be like this. Which one do you think will be more like? Do you think it's just going to open up and go super high and Hulk smash, or do you think it's going to just ride and then go up? Because with NIO hyping like that and Tesla hyping like it is, my goodness, man, it'd be cool if it just kept rocketing like 200 bucks, right? So then you'd look smart if you market ordered it, right? Unless you got in at 200 and then went down. So manage risk, but let me know what y'all think on that. So tomorrow, plasma plays, I think, are going to have a comeback because that Trump talk is tomorrow. And he mentioned it twice that he's going to talk about plasma and vax tomorrow. So look what happened before. I'd say this is the most hyped plasma, so I want to put this one up. Look how nuts this chart is, all right? $2.50 up to $8 almost, slam back down. This was the last one where they were thinking he was going to talk about it, but he didn't. But it still went from $2.50 up to $4.50, almost $5, almost doubling your money. But basically, all the big plasma, like the top 10, I was looking at them, all the charts pretty much look the same. Okay, so they all kind of went up, they went down, and then it's got that wolf nose there. All right, the wolf head there. They're still above where they were, a couple days ago, but barely, up maybe 15%. So watch those. I think these are going to start ripping tomorrow, people getting excited for the Trump talk because he says he's going to talk about them. And again, if he name drops one, it's going to be monster. You guys jumping in before, after, or are you just not even going to touch them? Be careful again, because remember, as soon as these go up, these are also going down. So, put in trailing stops if you got those, or just watch it like a hawk. Don't take your eyes off. Don't blink or sneeze. Okay. Let's take a look at Workhorse. It's kind of looks the same as CleanSpark, doesn't it? Totally. This one's it's just riding that 1742 straight up. Just it's just riding it. The cool thing is if it comes back down to what is this 1539, right around there, it's probably gonna ride that channel right back up. So don't buy it up here next to green. Wait till it's here. Workhorse. I don't know if I can see this thing getting much bigger than the all-time highs at 2250 until we get more dramatic news from the USPS. I just don't see it happening in the near term. Unless they're still trickling like small contracts that are coming in. Like they'll be like, oh, we got like 5 or 10 or a couple here and there. It'll still get some parabolic moves if you hear any news like that. So you might want to pop in or jump in. But regardless, this is a pretty long consolidation. Will be interesting though. I could be totally wrong tomorrow. This could moon. This could go to 40 bucks, but I don't know if I see that. So the small cap oil plays, like American oil plays, I think they're going to pop tomorrow. And so be careful. But if you want to try to do a day trade real quick, you might be able to make one. Be careful. All right, these are super parabolic, super low floats on these. But there's a lot of American oil plays that I think are going to go good because Houston's getting smacked right now, and the oil pull from there is huge, and then the oil off coast in the Gulf is huge too. So it's probably going to have a depletion of oil, even though there's not a huge demand at the very second. It's still probably just going to happen because that's what happens. Okay, so one of the tickers is TRCH, Torchlight Energy Resource. You can see after hours, this thing went from 31 cents all the way up to 38 cents. You know, basically ended at 10% over, was up 20% over, but look, it already smacked back down. So we'll see. You know, these could end up running. Just be careful. Another ticker to look at is Midcon Energy Partners LP. MCEP is the ticker on that. Kind of the same play, American Oil, and it was at about 280, ended up at finishing at 12% up on the day. And all the sports news coming out, like people are like, you know, I guess a bunch of, I think it is NBA players came out and they said that they're not going to play their sports or something, and then I think a hockey team did or something like that too. So I decided I was going to make a short on DKNG. DraftKings, don't hate me. You can make fun of me tomorrow if they actually go up and people are like, I don't care, we're buying it. But technically, this is why I'm not in that stock, because what sports? What sports are people going to be betting on? Okay, that's why. Okay, what do you guys think about that? Am I totally nuts? Is it still going to go up tomorrow? Let me know. Any other plays you want me to take a look at? Thanks again, everybody. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, and of course, follow me on Twitter. Get on StockTwits. Add me on there too, and please subscribe. You know, it definitely helps out the channel. Y'all have a good rest of the night.